If things aren't still heating up, I don't know what to say about these headlines, but here we go. South Korea's foreign minister to meet with U.S. and Japan ambassadors May 2nd. Seoul, Korea's top diplomat is set to hold a meeting with U.S. and Japanese ambassadors stationed in Seoul on Tuesday afternoon to discuss cooperation in dealing with North Korea and its growing nuclear and missile threats. We got some news out of the UPI. This is the UPI. North Korea charges U.S. with secretly deploying supersonic bomber. And here you see the supersonic bomber here being escorted by a couple of other attack aircraft. It says North Korea accused the United States of carrying out nuclear bombing drills after deploying a supersonic bomber from Guam. It goes on to say that North Korea claimed the United States deployed a supersonic bomber to the peninsula and conducted a nuclear bombing drill. Pyongyang's news agency denounced the United States Tuesday local time and said that the B-1 bomber coordinated with nuclear-powered submarine and aircraft carrier in the East Sea, also known as Sea of Japan. The article accused the U.S. imperialists of military provocation that further increase the risk of nuclear war while condemning joint U.S.-South Korea military exercises. Less than a day after the U.S. imperialists concluded the warmongering Key Resolve and Full Eagle exercises, the infamous nuclear B-1 bomber was deployed to South Korean territory to carry out nuclear bombing drills, the statement from KCNA read. North Korea stated that the supersonic bomber was secretly sent to South Korea from its base in Guam with a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier and a nuclear submarine that had already been deployed. Strategic strike methods were carried out during training, the statement said. Pyongyang was most likely referring to the USS Carl Vinson, which was deployed April 29th, and the USS Michigan, a nuclear-powered guided missile submarine that carries 150 Tomahawk cruise missiles. The B-1 squadron then trained in the dropping of nuclear bombs on North Korea's most important facilities, KCNA stated. Sounds like they're a little bit afraid that we're going to do something here. And who knows, maybe we are. Who knows? Maybe we're getting ready to do something. It says here, if it would be appropriate for me to meet with him, I would be honored to do that, Trump said. So Trump is playing the good cop here after we've showed and exerted a bunch of force just now. Let's go ahead and listen to this news clip here real quick, see what it has to say.
Seoul and Washington complete their Full Eagle exercise on Sunday. The 2-month-long annual joint military drill involves some 300,000 South Korean soldiers and 10,000 U.S. troops. Though it is purely defensive in nature, tension mounts during the combined training as Pyongyang perceives it as a preparation for an invasion. The U.S. aircraft carrier Carl Vinson, meanwhile, is still taking part in a different joint exercise with the Korean Navy that began on Saturday, expected to end sometime this week. The Nimitz-class supercarrier that took part in drills last month and had left the area, but was called back seemingly in response to North Korean provocations.
All right, so then we got this up here that I thought was interesting. Perfect timing with everything else that's happening. American military announces that THAAD is fully operational and ready to respond to North Korean missiles. Okay, so on the heels of these bombers doing their sorties, B-1 bombers flew over the East Sea on sorties from Guam. This is an ominous development, at least for North Korea, and I think that's why they're starting to squirm. They're starting to become uncomfortable. They're starting to feel like they possibly may, in fact, be bombed by some nukes, because that's what we're doing. We're training for that, and we've got the THAAD system up, so it looks like we're getting ready for conflict. And I don't think that they really want that. I like the way President Trump says that he would be honored to meet with the North Korean dictator on the heels of these developments, don't you? That's the best way to negotiate, with strength, and yet, with some respect as well for him to possibly save some face. That's really what the Asian culture needs, is to save face, and that's what President Donald Trump would be willing to do. So if we could avert this and stop this whole escalation, I'm sure that President Trump would be willing to meet with North Korean leader dictator Kim Jong-un. All right, guys. God bless, and we'll talk to you guys soon.